everybody. It is flipping freezing, like freezing, like this morning when we woke up, everything, the whole deck, the pontoon and everything was completely frozen over. So we've had a snuggly morning, just cozying up in the boat, feeling at home with the heating on, just trying to stay warm, and it's been, you know, it's been pretty comfy. And Dan the rigger is on the way over here to tension the rig and to tune it all. So as you can see, we've got the mainsail on, and we've got the mizzen on, but we haven't yet done any sailing or raised the sails at all, other than to kind of put them up and drop them down, float them over the boom, because the rig isn't tuned. But doesn't she look spectacular? We're so pleased. Melissa's just popped out with Jack because we're going to have a meal with Mike and Jane this evening, so Melissa's popped out to grab some food. So yeah, waiting for Dan the rigger to show up. He'll be here any minute. He's just texted me to say he's on the way over from Dartside Quay. And while I've been wandering up the pontoon talking to you lot, Dan's arrived and is on the boat. He's over there. Look how beautiful that is. There he is. I know we've got our Welsh flag flying on the wrong point of the boat. We should really have a Devon flag flying there and the Welsh flag at the back. Let's go over and see how Dan's getting on, see what he's up to. Afternoon, Dan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Doesn't she look amazing in the water?
Yeah. Doesn't she?
You come down the pontoon, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe she's ours.
Yeah.
It's like incredible.
I have to say, having spent the last 15 years staring at this in the boatyard, it's so good to see her afloat.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
Oh, thanks very much.
Boats sort of withering away in a boatyard, you know.
I know, and there's so many of them.
There is.
There's so many. It's just it's tragic when you see all these boats. So yes, have you seen my pegs around the mast?
Yeah, I haven't opened it up yet, but I see you've done it.
Yeah, I've got 4 in, one
Okay.
front, one back, and one either side.
Okay, yep.
Is that okay, or shall I put more in as time goes by?
I think so. Yeah, we'll open it up in a minute and have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But she's nice and central.
yep, that's all you need really, as long as it's central.
Yeah.
And then we can sort of give her a bit of shape with the lowers.
Absolutely.
You know, and you might find in the future you do want to change the chocking ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Just to induce a bit of pre-band, but you know, you'll only know that from sailing her.
Sure, yeah. Well, depending on the weather and the temperature, we're thinking about going sailing tomorrow. Okay. But it's flipping cold.
Yeah.
I said to Melissa this morning, I said, if it's like this, I'm not interested. We'll wait until a warmer day.
Yes.
Because it's bitter out here.
Yeah.
So what's the first stage then?
Well, I'm just tuning the mizzen first.
Right.
And then we'll move on to the main mast.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not too much really.
Cool, yeah. I would get the kettle on, but we've got no milk.
Oh really?
Melissa's literally gone out in the car to get milk. So what do? Do it by hand to begin with and then a loose gauge?
Yeah, for a boat like this, you want it set up for breezy conditions, you know?
Yeah.
And then in the light stuff, you might be a little bit slower, but
no
you
problem.
know, like cruising boats, we generally set up for sort of medium conditions, sort of, you know, 12, 15 knots.
Sure.
But something like this, you really want it as tight as you can possibly get it here.
Yeah.
And again, this boat's been out of the water for so long, you probably find we'll wind down, and then you might, when you get back to Wales, she might have softened off again anyway.
Yeah. Of course.
But I'll just leave it all. So if you need to do anything, it's just do equal turns on every screw, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'll go through that with me at the end before you go.
Yep. So yeah, basically down here, I've done the caps. I'm just working on the lowers.
Oh, you've already done the caps?
Yeah, so I've wound the
brilliant.
caps on, and I'm just winding the lowers on.
Right.
To suit.
Lovely.
With the bend in this one so far. And I just sort of straighten them up as well. So when you're at the bow, and you look back, both of the rigs want to be in line.
Yes, of course. I see. Yeah. So a lot of it is visual, and a lot of it is just common sense and do it by eye. And that's the other thing is, next year, what we're planning to do is sail this down here and have a complete new set of standing rigging. And what I'll do then is spend quite a bit of time with Dan going through that and how we can, as liveaboards, maintain that while we're living out on anchorages in the middle of nowhere. Somebody said the best thing to do is take one backstay, because it's the longest one, and a whole load of Norseman or whatever fittings, and then you can replace anything that breaks. You can do.
Yeah. I mean, so you've got, these are all compression fittings, swadeless fittings you've got down here.
Yeah.
And probably for you guys, I'd probably recommend doing that again. So you could do swage fittings at the top.
Yeah.
And then Norseman's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Norseman's, Peterson, high mod, you know.
Whatever. Yeah.
And then if you do get any issues lower down, you can then reuse these. You can get joiners, so you could add a bit, you know, perhaps join the wire here and add a bit down.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah. So you know, it's basically one of those with a compression fit in each end.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And it just means you can reuse the studs and the screws and change them and add bits of wire in.
Sure. You're thinking about doing around the island actually, because it's the right boat for it. Because with the handicap, she might actually do quite well.
Yep. Yeah. It's a lot of people's only race a year, isn't it, around the island?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, and we do quite a bit of racing. Melissa especially, she's a racer at heart. She goes out with an all-girls team up in Wales.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I've done around the island before now with a race and the team, and I've done a bit of racing up in Wales, and I started racing GP14s and that kind of thing. Yeah. So we're both racers, really.
Yeah.
So I think we've got several other racers that would come with us, and I think we could be quite competitive. On this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the right conditions, this would fly.
No good in light winds with a spinnaker start.
No.
We'd be left in the dust, left in the weeds. Anyway.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list around the island, but...
Have you never done it?
No, my dad doesn't want to do it because of it being a lot of people's only one race a year.
There's a lot. Well, come with us. Oh, you come with us.
I'd do it on this, yeah.
Yeah, come with us. There'd be room.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we haven't got the space. Fancy Fastnet?
But I do fancy the Fastnet.
Yeah,
and again, really this is the boat to do it on.
It is the boat to do it on, because you're not going to get in really bad trouble even if it's bad in this.
No.
You're going to be quite safe.
No.
It's not like being in sort of, you know, a Beneteau 27 in Fastnet. If it turns bad, you're in trouble.
Yeah, the weakest part of this boat in an offshore race is the crew, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
But the boat will just keep going.
Yeah.
As you saw in the 79 Fastnet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But people, you know, jumping off boats.
Yeah.
And then the boats being found and the people never being found.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
They say you step up into a life raft. Don't you?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Never step down into a life raft.
So it's a beautiful morning here at Nos Marina, and we're getting all our sails out to have a look, because there's no wind, to have a look what we can work out, because we're going to go out in a bit. So this is, what's this sail? This is the working.
That's just a working jib, but it's overlapping. I mean,
yeah. So apparently, according to the sail report, this is the working.
That's a working jib.
Working jib.
And it's in 7 out of 10 condition.
Might have to change the view on the lens.
Yeah, but it's overlapping by. It's that's 110%.
Pretty big.
I would say that that's not a working jib. I'd call that a small Genoa.
Yeah, well, we've got 13 sails to try out.
Oh my goodness, look at that. It's just spectacular, isn't it?
I know. Oh, look, and there's another beautiful person on the boat. Ooh, the dock's slippy. Bloody hell.
Yeah,
I got up this morning and we're very disorganised about filming, so I haven't even got the camera on a selfie stick. So it's I'm just holding it out at arm's length. But Chris and I have been putting up all the sails, and I put up some lazy jack lines so that the main doesn't just drop off the boom. Eventually I'll put the stack pack on there. Hello, little dog. Hello. You all right? You going out? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's perfect for it. Yeah, I think we're going to go out, whichever way's out. not local. Yeah. And we've just made a choice of, you know, a jib not too big. So we picked this working jib, and it's practically a Genoa, I would say, but tell me if I'm wrong. Let's have a look at what the boat looks like. It's completely safe to do this on the pontoon because there isn't a breath of wind here. So in actual fact, we're probably not going to do much sailing per se. But I'm going to turn you around and just look at this. That is one pretty looking boat. So there's some issues with sail trim. There's a bit of a crease down the leach on the main. The gooseneck on the mizzen needs lowering a touch, doesn't it? If you look, although it's in line, there's actually a black tape line on the mast. So you would think that that's in the right position, but I don't think it is. So we've got some issues with making the sail sit right, but that's all stuff we can work out over time. I'm not worried about that in the least. Those are all things, and we'll probably have a complete new set of sails. The plan is next year, before we leave the UK, to come back down here and have roller reefing set up on the head sail, and then a hank-on inner forestay for a jib and storm jib. So just because it makes it easier to bring everything back to the cockpit. And then I want to put single line reefing boom on the main and have some brand new sails cut. So we're leaving the UK with, you know, good sails and a simple system that all comes back to the cockpit as much as possible. But oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Look at that. Right, we're just waiting for Emily to show up, and then we can go out for a motor sail. Hiya.
Freaking out a little bit.
So this is it. This is going to be our first sort of test sail. Obviously, we put her in the water and brought her down here to Nos from Gampton, and that was in the dark. And then we moved her from the end of one of the pontoons over to here, but she's not moved since. So this is going to be the first outing. I think we're going to head down the river towards the sea. It doesn't really matter what we do. We can do anything we like today. The tide is with us. The tide is, you know, fine, and we'll be coming back on the ebb, which will be nice because it means that we can come onto our mooring, nose into the flow of the water, which means we can balance the speed onto the mooring a little bit better, which is always, you know, a nice handy thing to be able to do on a first trip out. Make things as easy as possible for yourself. We've had all three sails up, and yeah, we'll see. We might not do any sailing, we might do some sailing, who knows, we might just motor. The jib's flaked on the deck or dumped on the deck, ready to go. You can see round the reefing eye, you could just cut those bits off actually, because oh no, we might use those because it's not got any sort of proper slab reefing on there. There's bits and pieces to do. You alright?
Yeah.
Cool. You're wearing my Henry Hansen.
I know.
Red one not fit?
Well, the red one does fit, but it's too big.
It's too big, yeah.
You've got you won't wear this, will you?
No. I'll start taking us out. Hang on, I'll just
So we're going out for our first spin in the boat, other than launch day.
so they're easy to get to wherever you think's handy. Stern glass. Yep.
Just hold it for now, and then we'll just
until we're out of danger.
And then we'll just chuck them in the aft cabin.
Just in case.
Yes. Nice. Nice.
You can just tie those, I think, on the poop on the aft deck,
Okay.
rather than try and put them in a locker for today. Yeah, everything, and they all go on the back deck,
Right.
tied to the back deck where the engine.
Jack, can you hold this camera? Jack.
Oh.
Hey, nothing come in.
Oh, it's filming.
Well, I could do with some sunnies. Yeah, mine are in the How stupid. Would somebody mind checking the bilges? Do you know where the stern blend is, Chris? And the engine bilge and the saloon bilge, just to make sure that there's.
We're going to get a bit of weight in a second.
I can't imagine that there would be. Genuinely, this boat's got a reputation as one of the best ocean-going blue water liverboards that.
I really like that boat there. The
Yeah,
dark
that's
blue.
nice.
That's good.
That's the kind of bimini that we want over our centre cockpit with the two solar panels on, like that.
Yeah, cool.
All good, no water coming in anywhere. You're still filming, Jack? Yeah. Is it still running?
Yeah.
Are you having on it? It's looking good.
Yeah, all good.
I'm not trying to get emotional, but you have genuinely given me the best times of my life over the years.
Likewise.
Literally hold it to the... Next thing we'll be playing plus the Magic Dragon.
Where's this flipping motorboat going?
Which one?
That one, on the bow. It should be going on my inside. It should be going port to port. I can, but I've got it's 7.7 and it's dropping.
So this is the perfect day to go and check everything and go out on the river. It's very quiet. Not many people about because it's Monday, although it is a bank holiday. We all forgot our sunglasses though, so we're all blinded.
That's better. Alright, okay. So the ferry's crossing. So we've got to wait for the ferry.
Is it a train ferry?
It's a cable ferry. But
I know the next one's the old one's really cool. It's driven by a little barge.
right.
Yeah, can I have a
No,
print?
Mike was saying he sees people go like 2 millimetres behind the back of the ferry. He's thinking, you're going to catch your keel on that cable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please. I'm starving.
I'll make some food in a minute. Andy,
Yeah,
can you see this motorboat up in front?
yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. This looks similar to our boat.
Yeah, yeah. Very similar to the boatman look.
But I've just been round and checked all the bilges. Everything looks good. Just going to make everyone a cup of tea. We haven't got water taxing permission yet. That's a job.
We're just checking bilges and stuff while we're here. It's all good. There's no water coming in. I'll check the engine bilge and stuff as well. Yeah.
What, in that big fancy one?
You okay?
Yeah.
We're recklessly contemplating Guernsey. It's about 10-15 hours from here, depending on how we manage it. But I think that would be reckless for a first sea trip.
Like 6 a.m.
Well, we haven't put any reefing lines on the main.
No, we're not going.
We're not going, but the boat's not ready, and it would be stupid and reckless. But things are so nice. We're thinking, you know what? We could come out of here and go straight to Guernsey in 10 hours. And the next weather window is on Friday, so we'd stay in Guernsey for 4 days and come back on Friday. But you know what it's like. Between now and then, the weather would change, and then we'd be stuck in Guernsey for a month. and end up flying home and leaving the boat. No, no, calm down. It's just a day sail. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Can you imagine having one of those houses with a boathouse?
Oh, look at those over there. Right on the water.
It is beautiful.
That view of the valley.
It's not a noisy engine either, is it?
Do you want to give it some more beans? Or?
Yeah. That's the. Just push that forward a bit. Not loads. Just. That's it.
Too much.
That's fine.
Huh? You're going, it's not that noisy.
Yeah, but once we've that's with no sound insulation in the engine bay. So we'll actually fully sound insulate the engine bay once I'm sure everything's where it needs to be, because the sound insulation foam is pretty expensive stuff. So I want to get everything set up and then cut that last.
You have
Have you seen the radio going?
Yeah, that's all right. There's a small power boat ahead on your port bow, so you need to go.
Yeah.
You stay where you are basically. Don't react, because you're in the perfect position. What's our depth?
20.6.
Right, no worries. I'm officially the happiest man on earth. That's incredible. We need a new boot for our mast because it was pouring in through there the other day. There is a boot, it's just very old and it's all perished, so we need to do that. Chris has just told me that I've got to point out Kingswear Castle, which is an Airbnb. Apparently you can stay in it. It's over there, and that apparently is Kingswear Castle, and apparently you can stay in it. It's an Airbnb. Don't know if it's any good. I'm assuming so.
There's a bank.
Melissa knows the area better than any of us because she did her day skipper around here.
Yeah.
Room on that. Yeah. Yeah. Mains up. I'm going to do the jib as well. Hang on. We're sailing. We have got a tatty bit of mizzen and we've got the main up. It's very, very light breeze. There you go. Just keep it on.
Just getting used to how much you've got to turn the wheel.
Yeah, we can turn to port a bit more, I think.
I can't, I'm full up.
Are you? Yeah, we'll let that fill. Just let it keep coming round. We've got our Genoa stroke jib up. There's lots of work to do getting these sails set how we want them. It'll take us a while to get to know the boat. So appreciate that's not a perfect trim. But we're alright. We're alright. I'm being the world's worst helmsman today. I'm just not concentrating at all. I'm just looking around, not taking any notice. There's so little wind, it's hard to feel what's going on. And so it makes it really hard to actually steer to the wind. But I don't care, I'm just enjoying it. We're still doing 4 knots of boat speed in 5 knots of wind. We've run out of wind, as you can hear. It's just flogging away, and we're going to run out of daylight in a bit. And we've had a fantastic sail, sort of, which is actually exactly what you want for the first time out. Nothing dramatic, nothing scary, and just see how stuff works on the boat, and make sure that everything does work. As I was saying before the battery rudely died, we're heading back in because we're going to run out of daylight eventually, and there's no wind. We've got the sails up purely for our own sense of achievement, or I don't know, something. But yeah, it's been fantastic, exactly what you want actually for the first time out. Next time, hopefully a little bit more wind, and then a little bit more. Let's get. I am. And yeah, if you take it out and it's too much and too leery and hairy, it's going to be, you know, you're pushing the boat too far too fast. So it's about figuring out how the boat works and how she handles. And now we know how she handles in no wind. Fine. So next time we need a little bit more, I think. The next good weather day, sailing day, is Friday by the look of it. Tomorrow's predicted, well, the rest of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are predicted horrible. So perhaps Friday, perhaps not, we'll see. Shall we drop the main and go in on jib and jigger?
Yeah, we can do.
So we're heading back into Nos Marina, but we've had a fantastic day. It's been absolutely blissful. six to 10 knots of wind maximum. In fact, less than 10. I don't think we ever saw more than 8.
It doesn't feel like January, does it?
No, and it's lovely and warm.
It's a good one.
And yeah, we've had a fantastic day, and it's just great to get out and see how the boat feels and make sure everything works without it being frantic and panicky and trying to fight. You know, I don't know where Melissa's going. We were heading to Nos. She's heading over the wrong direction somewhere. But yeah, just amazing. Even though we're not really sailing per se, having a bit of cloth up just stabilises the boat. It's a bit of fetch, a little bit of swell from the bad weather we've had recently, and just having this little bit of sail cloth up really helps stabilise the boat.
Going back into the river dark now.
Yeah, it's quite cool going in up the river because we're going in against the ebb, so we're giving the engine a really good workout. We're getting about 3.84 knots of boat speed. Oh yeah, and we could go faster, but we're doing that at about 1500 RPM. I haven't looked, to be honest, but I'm guessing about 1500, 1600 RPM. And the engine's nice and warm, giving it a good work, putting it to the test a little bit. Because all of this matters, because when we come to sail back to North Wales, we want to be confident that we're going to be able to push the engine if we need to get ourselves out of trouble, or you know, if at any point we want to rely on the engine, we don't want to have any sort of worries there. So this is really good.
I love quite a lot at 5 o'clock. That means I'm fast.
I'm not really one for power boats, but I do like those. What are they called?
Exo Defender.
Exo Defender. Looks like something out of James Bond.
Just saying, in here, you've got to, when you're coming into the River Dart, you've got to be quite careful not to cut this corner because it gets quite shallow. So you have to head towards this marker, and then when you get close to it and the light changes colour, look over to your
Port side.
And then there's another marker on the wall of someone's house, and that's when you turn and head towards that, when it's the right colour.
Yeah.
Oh, by the time we get there, that ferry will have reloaded and be coming back across.
What, is it going to get right in our way?
I like that.
Yeah,
I think so.
we're going to have to go around.
No, you have to just hang around.
seat and back again.
Yes.
I'll try it.
You can. It never hurts, does it?
I'll leave it here just in case.
Happy?
Oh, ecstatic. I don't think I've ever been so happy, especially now that we're plugging back into the shore power.
So we can put the heating on.
because it's cold.
Yeah, we desperately need to install some diesel heaters.
We need a diesel heater.
Obviously we need to heat the main living area and the aft cabin. So
Yeah, we need one that we can install in the cockpit locker and then take a pipe ducting. That's the word.
Ducting,
That's
yeah.
the word into the.
So yeah, let us know in the
talk a bit
comments
about Andy
what you
after.
suggest.